Welcome to the Wolfkeeper, a show that's just about everything that you can maybe think about, everything that you can feel that's inside of your heart. What I need for you to do right now is spend the next hour relaxing. Just stop your day before you go into 12 o'clock. And I just want y'all to close your minds, open your hearts, and relax and go on this journey with me. It's a beautiful place that you're about to go, because I want to make you feel, I want to just open you up and think about some things you never really thought about. Right now, the Wolfkeeper. Come on. Good morning, y'all. Come on. It's the Wolfkeeper show. Get ready. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. It's the Wolfkeeper show. Your boy Toriano Sanzoni. Yeah. Chanelli Nell. My boy Tyrone Scott somewhere rocking the Doogie Dogs. Denzel's in his house. Shacky Shack. And for all the people out there that love us, we love you back. Thank you all. Get ready for an amazing show with the Wolfkeeper. Get ready. Here we go.
You hit it right on the nose, man. I've met at least 2 dozen people in my career that have a barbecue sauce or a hummus or something they want to take to market. And, you know, I'll tell them all the same thing. And we're actually going to be starting a program not long from now to basically talk about entrepreneurial pitfalls and how to get through those things. But, you know, there's just certain things that you can do to eliminate those gaps. And that's some of the stuff that our team is focused on. I'm not saying we have a solution for all of it, but we know what we're looking for. So
I always like to also just, you know, I'm going to share my story so you know what the question is.
Please, yeah.
I've always loved entrepreneurial stuff since I was a child. I mean, I used to sell my toys. I was weird. I didn't open my toy. I'd open them up just enough so the wrapping was off of it. In the summer, I'd sell them. I've been selling my entire. I love selling, you know, all that stuff. My aunt, who's on the phone, Tammy, she can attest to this. She probably has an archive of like 50.
Yeah, he probably took some of my stuff and sold it.
Repack it, rewrap it. I love it.
I can whip out a business plan like no one's been. I love. But it started at an early age. We owned Amicos back in the 80s, which was kind of unheard of for Black Americans. We had 3 Amicos, so I can see my grandfather coming in, counting money, you know, buying products, you know, doing all that. And then my grandmother she was a full-time job, but she was always selling something, whether it was gold, whether it was fireworks, whether it was always she always had something going on. What's your background? I mean, how did Basel get to the point of being entrepreneur boss dog?
You know, I come from a Middle Eastern Greek background, so I'm mixed. And my father was born and raised in the Middle East and came over here really on a bootstrap budget, put himself through school. And, you know, back in the late 60s and early 70s, you know, certain groups of people weren't well accepted. And you know, he learned to become a very independent, self-starter kind of individual, and ended up, you know, bootstrapping himself and starting a couple of businesses. So I think that's where I got a lot of it from. You know, the fact that if you want to make something, you just got to do it yourself, you know, and I personally saw him go through, you know, a fair amount of criticism and racism during the mid to late 70s when, you know, it wasn't called for, things that you just don't see today, you know, because it's a completely different mindset. So I'm thankful to be in this era, and, you know, I'm thankful to learn what I learned from him. I grew up a fair amount of my youth in the Middle East. So I was...
We're in the Middle East.
Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Wow, okay.
My dad ran a manufacturing and building company there. And you know, I was exposed to a lot of different culture at the time. So it's, you know, part of the reason why I think I'm a huge advocate for travel. I've learned a lot just on product innovation through traveling. So we pick up things, you know, when we're in South America or when we're in Europe. So I think all of that has contributed. My mother on the Greek side is, you know, she was born here, but, you know, we have a very, you know, traditional cultural family. And she's more of the passive one, and she, you know, is the one to encourage all the things that we do. But my dad was definitely the go-getter. So I think between the two of them, I got an interesting balance.
And what an interesting combination, the Greek side, because all my Greek friends are entrepreneurial. Most of them have some kind of business, especially in Chicago.
Yeah.
They have some kind of business going on, and then you have this Saudi side too, which. I would imagine being an entrepreneur, and you mentioned the racism. What part of you did come to the U.S.? Where were you landed? Where were you at?
Well, he was actually, we lived in Saudi, but my dad was born and raised in Palestine at the time. It's referred to as Israel now. And it was, when we got here, we ended up moving to Seattle, Washington for several years, and then we ended up coming to Southern California. That's why I was exposed to California early on. So I bounced between here and Washington my whole life. But
oh wow!
But you know, we lost my father early on when I was 16. So he had he had an impact for the first 16 years of my life, and then thereafter it was just mom and I. So you know, we're a very close family. I've taken care of my mother since I was 17, 18 years old. And
you have brothers and sisters?
No, I'm on my own. So
only child.
Yeah, I'm the only one. Yeah, she says they broke the mold twice when they made me. But no, I have a beautiful wife, Ilse. We've been married for a few years. I got great kids, and I'm just very thankful. Man.
When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
In December.
December what?
December 13th.
December 13th.
Sagittarius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I wish I could show you all like what we got. It's called the zoo menagerie around here. We've got a tortoise habitat up in the orchard where I got a 150-pound tortoise. We got cats. We're going to bring a peacock in a couple weeks. So everything we do at Boss Dog it's purely a self-indulgent play. We love animals, and we surround ourselves with them. So it's top to bottom approach.
Are you really going to get a peacock?
We're getting a peacock. It was either that or the donkey.
So that, I will reveal this right now. I don't even know if it's legal or not, but you make me feel okay with my pursuit of a koala bear.
Koala bear, that's a little bit too aggressive for me. But
no, Toriano, I don't think you can have one of those.
I think you need a permit for that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Chanel, I need you to, that's your internship project for the day. Find out about the legalization of koala bears in Chicago.
I'm on it. I think they're cute.
I want a koala bear. If Basel could have a peacock, I want a koala.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta surround yourself with animals. They love you. That's the true love.
So let me ask you this: so with the yogurt, did you do any tasting with the dogs? Like,
Sure.
Did you take 3 bowls down and like see which one they resonated towards?
You know, originally it was scoopable yogurt, so it was like you or I would eat, and then we started testing that like in the back of the car on a road trip, and it turned into quite the mess. So we ended up just freezing it, and they love it. They'll literally just grab it out of your hand, take it, run off to the corner as if they're having a popsicle. The common question I get from most people is, why do y'all bother with putting probiotics in Greek froyo? Why don't you just take probiotic supplements and put it in their meal? And the way I answer that's very simple. If you wanted to enjoy an ice cream, you're not going to take a powder scoop and throw it in your mouth. Or frozen yogurt. You're going to go to the store. You're going to grab one. You're going to enjoy yourself. And we love to watch our pets enjoy themselves. So it's not always about what they're eating, which is extraordinarily important. It's what they're doing while they're eating, which is keeping themselves occupied, enjoying themselves, having a treat. So a lot of thought went into this. It wasn't just, let's just put froyo out there. We knew that there needed to be a long treat concept, and our froyo can last up to 10 minutes, and a lot of these little bully sticks will be gone within just a couple of minutes. So again, we're not just a froyo defined company. By this time next year, we'll probably have over 250 product SKUs between the food and the hard good line.
No way.
And then we're introducing the complete and balanced frozen meal this quarter 4. So you're going to start seeing daily consumables from us. Yeah.
That is beast mode.
That's nice. Yeah.
We're staying busy.
So, and then are you also international?
We started shipping to Asia about 6 months ago. We do a fair amount of business in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Korea. There's a huge demand out there for both dog and cat specialty products. So we do a lot of that. I'm focusing on other markets, but I'll be honest, we're as busy as we are in the U.S. We've got a lot of runway here. And so we're going to continue to service that, focus on specialty channel, because we really believe in the mom and pop up and down the street business. A lot of those stores are being forgotten. So we really focus our team on building value there. And then, just look for the brand to expand as we move into other channels with discretion. So everything we do is with the plan and the strategy.
That is so phenomenal. So
nice.
With just going back to the yogurt, I know that goat milk. I mean, I can see miracles when I incorporate goat milk. And now they have goat milk products specifically for dogs.
We do. We have this one right here that we just came out with. And I'll show you what's novel about it. This was actually about March of last year. This is our raw goat. And what's interesting about it is we introduced DHA and taurine. And this was before the DCM crisis, when everybody was concerned that grain-free based foods were hurting their dogs. And so we said, why not introduce taurine? But this was ahead of that crisis, so I challenged regulatory to come up with something that was going to be unique. But yeah, you're right, man. I'll tell you what, introducing that raw goat milk, number one, it drives the dogs crazy. I mean, I put it on top of the kibble or your raw meal, and it just makes them want to eat. And then the moisture retention, you'll see just a huge difference in their output and in their skin and their hair. I just have noticed it within just a few weeks. So it's
you for sure you'll see. You add that goat milk to there. And goat milk, I drink goat milk. Goat milk it's great for humans also.
You know what? I've heard a rumor that humans drink some of the raw goat milk. We don't encourage it because it is designed for pets. But I have heard that there's a lot of raw consumption out there. You hit it on early, right in the beginning. If you sit 10 pet food retailers down into a room and you have a raw food conversation, all 10 of them will likely have a different opinion on how to introduce raw to your pet. So we've taken all that input and we've combined it into what we think will be a raw frozen format that will appeal to everybody. So you're right. It's amazing how many differing opinions you get out in pet from both the consumer and the retailer as to what you should feed your animal.
Hello?
I lost his audio.
I can hear you now.
Oh, now I hear you. Hey, B.
Yeah.
So just so I like to ask, just so we're sure, can humans consume this? Is your yogurt Pets
I'll tell
only?
you, the Greek froyo is considered human grade and licensed human grade. You'll never hear us encourage that a human should have it. I have gone to a meeting and grabbed it and just licked it to show people that I use human grade ingredients, but it's not something that I encourage. It's for your pets.
Okay, it is for your pets. Okay.
You got plenty of options for
yogurt for humans.
So where should a person? What's the best place for a person to go? They're watching this and they're across the country.
Sure.
Where should they go look for it?
Best thing to do is go to bossdogbrand.com. Go to the store locator and just type in your zip code. We're in 40,000 points of distribution in North America. So there's, I would say, in the Midwest, I already called out Bentley's. Pet Supplies Plus is a huge carrier out there for us. And we've got quite a few other stores. But again, they're all mainly a specialty mom pa. You're not going to see us move into the big box format for a while. But yeah, there's plenty of coverage throughout North America that you should be able to find one within 5 to 10 miles from your house. And if it's not there, download the request form and ask them to bring it in. You can always email us, and we're happy to send you some samples as well. We really encourage consumer interaction. So even if there's anyone on the line today that would like coupons or something, I encourage them to reach out because we're very proactive that way.
And then just because you lightly just mentioned it, and that's kind of a whole nother subject by itself, but how do you feel about the future of retail? And right now we have big box, Amazon, Chewy, small guy. You know,
here's the best way I can put it. When you walk into a consumer-based grocery store, the most that you need is, in terms of assistance, is where is the bread aisle? But once you get there, you don't need a lot of communication or interaction to make a decision on what type of bread you're going to bring home that day. When you go to a pet store, there are a lot of questions, whether you have a puppy, an adult dog that's not feeling well, or whatever the issue is. Maybe there's some sensitivity. That's the one thing you're not getting online. In my experience is when you walk into a brick and mortar pet store, you get education, you get knowledge, and you get a lot of the things that you can't replace. And that's one of the reasons why we believe they'll continue to be viable. That's not to say that we're not going to see some business move into .com. I think it's happening. I think it happened at an accelerated rate with COVID. But there's still a purpose out there for the pet store. And honestly, I've been feeling a little nostalgic myself, and I think there's going to be a nostalgia move to get back to the street at some point, interact with people and do that again. So I hope it's many, many years before we see the brick and mortar mom pa business go away or dissipate.
Wow, that's well spoken. That's definitely that. I like how you presented it because you didn't bring doom and gloom and say, "Hey, mom and pop, it's over, it's crushed."
No, it's not. I think if anything, it's going to be more viable for the next few years than it ever has been.
Really?
Yeah. Just from the education standpoint, there's so many new pet foods coming out that are premium, and people have questions. They're converting from kibble to raw. They want to know, portioning, how often, are there supplements they should be introducing, and you just don't get that online, not yet.
You know what? I would agree with you with that for sure. Because I think sometimes I say that I'm kind of harsh on retail, but I would say because my prediction is that a lot of retail is going to just get crushed. Restaurants and retail. But that's one of the uniqueness with our industry is that we're somewhat resilient to what's happening in the world because. And I saw this stat. It was something staggering of people under 30 that had composed there was something like $40 million plus in a month. Just young people that are buying superior foods for their dog. And people love their dogs. So dog industry and pet industry in general, people are going to always keep spending. So
we're seeing that. Babies and pets, people will pay a premium, which is
babies and pets.
Babies and pets.
Sometimes the pet even over the baby sometimes.
Yeah. Once those kids hit teenage, though, we notice the spending drops severely.
Right.
And until you're buying designer jeans for your teenage daughter, which is my next round of issues.
Oh yeah, teenage. I have two of them, so they're not cheap. But Boss Dog, man, this has been super fabulous, amazing. But I gotta ask you though, will we be able to bring you back here?
Absolutely.
Because I need some Boss Dog gear, baby.
Do me a favor. Can you, wherever the best way is, probably via email, just send me the best address and just take a look at it. I'd love your opinion, and maybe next time we come on, you can give me your opinion on everything I send you.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna talk. I've been having to talk to you for a while.
Yeah.
Because all the stuff you're doing is so super fabulous. But I want to bring you back. We're rebooking everyone for August for the first month of the year, January.
Sure. I'd love to, man. I'd love to.
I have my Boss Dog geared up. We're gonna be talking about how we use the product and everything. So, Basel, thank you, the boss CEO of Boss Dog, that's doing so much for the world, coming from the West Coast, but spreading all throughout the country. Thank you, brother, today.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, before you close out,
Yes.
Yes.
this is for Toriano. I just did research. It is illegal anywhere other than Australia, and even then, you have to get a permit
To drink raw milk?
to take care of a sick koala, and then after that, you can't even have a pet in Australia.
Timmy.
Hey, man, get.
So, Toriano, you're gonna have to aspire to some other.
Yeah.
You just killed my koala.
Just get a little Yorkie, man. Let the hair grow out. They look like a teddy bear.
Hey, you know what that means then, Basel? I'm getting me a peacock.
Do it.
Boom.
That's funny.
I appreciate you all today.
Hey, I
Thank you all.
appreciate you, Basel.
Thank you,
Thank you so much. Have an amazing day.
Yeah,
Thank you,
send me that
Chanel.
email.
Thank you, Tim. Everyone out there, I'm Toriano Sanzoni, Wolfkeeper. Go have an amazing Saturday. Love somebody, give some love, show some love. Be a boss dog and be a boss dog in your life. One love. I love y'all. Peace.
Blessings. Happy Friday. Peace and love.
Peace.